Okay, we made it. First gym session of the year. Man, imagine it's right now, it's 7 p.m., it's pitch black. It's pitch black. That's the thing, I know in a couple of months, when it hits April, or when it hits like summer, 7 p.m. it'll be daylight, bright, I can be driving. But, I don't know, there's something about the winter for me, it's just like, I kind of like it. I like that it's all dark and like a different vibe. It honestly feels like to me of a I don't know, I like to call it the metamorphosis era. I like, periods of drastic change, and I think that comes with a lot of like hide in the shadows, build yourself up, Batman arc kind of vibe. But yeah, that's how I'm treating it. That's how I always treat these kind of months. But I literally just finished work and off to the first gym session of the year. I'm really, really excited to do this. But again, at the same time, I know for a fact that I feel the way I feel right now versus the way I feel in a month or even in a few weeks is completely different. Like, I'm well aware of that. And the reason I say that is because I don't know, there's like this automatic sense of motivation that just hits you, at the start of the new year. It's the 3rd of January and it's a brand new year. And already, it's not just me, but all around me, there's a sense of people wanting to put out goals, put out things they want to achieve, and it kind of lifts everything around you as well. It lifts yourself up just because the whole kind of world is in a state of resolution, change, and I say that I'm feel super pumped and ready to a gym right now, even though I've just finished work and I've been literally sitting on a desk for the last 11 hours, and I feel pumped because number one, it's the first session, and number two, it's a session where it's in the new year. Now, in a couple of weeks' time, I know that after several attempts at this routine, everything is going to become meshed into one. Like it's just going to become repetitive, right? And when it becomes repetitive, that's when the real test begins. Because that motivation itself kind of disappears. So you need some other form of power that will carry you to your goal. And that, my friend, is called discipline. That's the thing with motivation. It's a flawed concept. It's motivation is just something that hits your dopamine levels then on. It's temporary. You have to ignore that and you have to go for what's worth it in the end. And to do that, you need to sacrifice all the temporary dopamine. I can never say the word dopamigenic. I think I'm butchering the word. Um, but you know what I mean. You gotta forget about that. You gotta continue doing what you have to do, and that's where actual progression is made. I'm excited. I'm actually excited for that because I'm excited for when the routine becomes boring, and it honestly it doesn't take long. The routine will become boring I in 2 weeks. That's all it takes, 2 weeks until it becomes boring. And you know what? Like living in boring routines where you've even before you live in that boring routine, you've identified what kind of routine you want to live in, and you've carefully engineered it to your advantage. You've carefully planned out exactly what you are doing in that routine and why you're doing that routine. What is it that's going to yield those results for you? What actions, what habits are you trying to cater and you're trying to foster and grow that will help you develop the person you want to become? So once you figured that out, right? Once you figured that out, all that's left is very simply is to do the task, and that's actually the hard part, I think. That's where most people fail, because maybe the first week or the first 2 weeks they won't, because they're so excited and they're so energetic to get on the plan, to get on the routine, because it's new, it's fresh, and you've got this idea of you becoming something great. But it's those that continue on that path, on that routine, when it becomes boring, that's when when you know. So number one, make sure that routine is fixed, and you need to know why you're doing it. Once you know exactly why you are doing that routine, then just stick with it. They say consistency is key. I know it's cliche, but I mean it's not wrong at all. It's all about being consistent. And how do you stay consistent? Is to do the hard work, the routine, regardless of how you feel. So right now I feel good. I feel good that I'm going gym. I've done about 11 hours of just sit down work on a computer, and now I'm off. It's literally pitch black. It's dark outside. It's only 7 p.m. and I'm off to do the first session of my new workout plan, and that's why I feel pumped, because it's a new workout plan. I've never done it before. Even though it's some of the same exercises I've ever done, it's just a bunch of the same exercises in a different order, basically. And it's the start of a new month and a new year, most importantly. So that's why the motivation is at the peak at the moment. But wait till 2 weeks time. I know that it will dip, and that's when I have to affirm to myself and to tell myself that, listen, this is expected. I expect this. And once you've expected it, that is when the power, you don't give in, because you got the power, because you know that it's coming. It's all meant to happen. This is when you reject comfort, you reject, you know, not wanting to feel bored, and you just do it. I think then when you switch routines all the time, that's when things can go downhill, because you're never consistent on the why, on the goal. So yeah, that's the aim right now. Good luck.